Hollywood and it's evident. I am just a Magic fan. Old Town, I'ma represent. Taking charge, go commando. Now we living in Miami, but you know I rep Orlando. Oak Ridge, yeah, it lives in me. Walking down the road, passing by OBT. 407 every day, it stay on repeat. Blue in my blood, ain't no stopping me.
Magic fans in action. Magic fans, 138 to 127. Your final score. Your Orlando Magic taking a dub. Magic fans, we only got 6 games left. We gotta enjoy. We gotta enjoy any W we get, especially when we on a type of run that we've been on. So 138 to 127. I'm kind of low-key upset that we let them score 127, but at least they didn't have a 40-point quarter. That's a big dub. Cooper Flag had 50 points, which, you know what, to be completely honest with you, ain't really the best. But what I will say, Magic fans, he scored 51 and they lost. Nah, I'm just playing. There shouldn't be that much celebrating because at the end of the day, look at the record, right? It's a 24-53 team versus a 41-36 team. And in all seriousness, you know, all jokes aside, he did score 51. That is a problem. We did let a 19-year-old score 51. He's the youngest player to score 51, passing Brandon Jennings, previous Magic player, record at 20 years old. So we always got to look at this season as the season that we let a 31-0 historic run happen on us. We had the biggest franchise loss in franchise history on us, as well as now letting the youngest player score 50 plus on us. Magic fans, the one thing I can say, at least it was in Dallas, so at least the home crowd got to experience that while the Magic got a W. I think that us scoring that 38 in the first, following it up with a 33 second quarter, 40-point third quarter, and then a 27-point fourth quarter, we almost let them score 50. We almost let them score 40 in the fourth quarter. They were 5 points away, and then they were 6 points away in the third. So I think that honestly, that's where I'm telling you there are still things that we can critique in this win, because like that right there against a different type of team, if we don't have this good of a first half, we lose the game. You know what I'm saying? They did score 127. Now diving into the game, of course, like we mentioned, y'all see it. Game highlights gonna have Cooper had a great dunk, not on Paolo, but he went by Paolo and Paolo kind of swiped it. It was a highlight, definitely a highlight. But you know, you got Cooper Flag with that 51, Wendell Carter Jr. with 28. We gotta shout out Wendell because he did definitely do his thing. Well, let's dive into the box score, ladies and gentlemen. Y'all already know Paolo Banchero not having the greatest night, which is okay. I think that a lot of people are very, very, very critical of Paolo, especially at this time of the year. 10 points, 4 for 10, 1 for 1 from the 3, 1 for 5 from the free throw line. We need those to be better, P. You know, those are your bread and butter. Those are your bread and butter. I think if you would have gone 5 for 5, this would have been a decent game for you. But I think the 1 for 5 puts this in the type of game. 7 boards, 5 assists, 3 turnovers. Still, 7 boards is still great, due to the fact that Desmond Bane had 7 and our starting center only has 6. So, again, definitely you could see some positives when it comes to the stat line for Paolo. I don't think it should be too critical, but I think that, of course, everyone has this magnifying glass on him now, especially with the whole coaching situation and everything like that. When you're the star, unfortunately, that is what happens. Now, Franz Wagner is back, which is always a dub, but of course, he didn't reach 20, but I will say 8 for 12, had a really good performance, didn't make a single 3. They will eventually fall, I hope, but I will say 2 for 2 from the free throw line, 4 boards, 1 assist, had 3 turnovers, but had a steal as well. I think Franz is just getting his legs back because he had 18 points in 17 minutes, ladies and gentlemen. He had 8 more points than Paolo in about half the minutes, in a sense. So keep in mind, he was doing really good for the time that he was playing. Now, Wendell Carter Jr., again, MVP of the game, 28 points, 2 for 3 from the three-point line. What I did like about this 28 points, it wasn't like he went 5 three-pointers or 6 three-pointers like attempt-wise, you know. He did his most, in my opinion, which he should, which is 3. He went 2 for 3. He got himself in the paint, 8 for 16, was being the big body that we need him to be. 10 for 10 from the free throw line as well. Another stat that you cannot miss to highlight. In 6 boards, 3 assists, 2 turnovers. The only thing that I will say, y'all know I gotta say it, we need just a couple more boards from Wendell. And that's really it. I would have loved the double-double performance in this, but I'm extremely glad that we got this 28-point performance out of Wendell. I think it's great to give him the confidence heading into these final games, knowing that, hey, you did do a great job in Dallas. We believe in you. We see you got it. Let's go to work. Desmond Bane with 27 points. Again, the MVP essentially of the season, if you had to give one. I think out of the entire year, he's played every single game. He's the one who's had ups, had downs, but has had a good amount of ups. 27 points, 3 for 5 from the three-point line. Again, I am glad that him and Jalen Suggs are the ones shooting the most threes in this starting 5, let alone the entire team. I think that's how it should be. I don't like when I see Paolo, Franz taking more three-point attempts than Desmond and Jalen Suggs. Now, 3 for 5, 3 for 6 from the three-point line. Magic fans, I think that our shooters are kind of getting it back into rhythm. They need to get it into rhythm for this play-in, playoff / whatever it is that we're going to be going in. 3 for 5 from the three-point line, 8 for 13 from the field, 8 for 9 from the free throw line, 7 boards, 5 assists, a turnover, 3 steals for Desmond Bane. And of course, if it wasn't for Wendell having his great performance, Desmond Bane would have been MVP of the game. But I think Desmond Bane, 8 for 9 from the free throw line. Wendell, 10 for 10. I love that they got to the line multiple times in this game. 7 boards for Desmond Bane. Cannot not highlight that. 5 assists, only 1 turnover, but 3 steals to make up for it. Definitely a plus. Jalen Suggs towards the end playing phenomenal defense. 19 points, 8 for 12, 3 for 6 from the three-point line, 4 boards, 9 assists, 3 turnovers, but 3 steals to make up for it. Another great game for our guy, Jalen Suggs. Now, of course, Jamal Cain, that guy from the bench who we know has been producing. Honestly, been one of those guys from the bench that Mose has really just called on, and his number has been called and he has answered. Sure, he might have had 8 points, but it was efficient. 2 for 3, 1 for 2 from the three-point line, 3 for 3 from the free throw line, 4 boards, 4 assists. That's a great stat line. I do say we need just a little more, but when you got Tristan Da Silva coming off the bench with 19 points, 5 boards, 1 assist, 4 turnovers, a steal and a block, you can't really expect much more from others on the bench, especially with Jamal Cain having 8. It's not like he didn't really score. He had 8. He had a good amount of points, and he had the 4 boards, 4 assists to make up for it as well, to add on to the stat line. So I definitely appreciate that from our bench this time around. Everybody else was a decent performance. Javon Carter, 5 points, 2 for 4, 1 for 2, essentially 50%. 1 board, 4 assists, so great job on that aspect. Goga Bitadze with 2 points, 4 boards, 2 assists. Penda, 2 minutes, but again, on the stat sheet, 1 board, 1 assist. He will manage to get on the stat sheet somehow, some way, for whatever reason. Notice every game Penda plays, even if it's 5 minutes, 20 minutes, 1 minute, he'll get 1 stat up there. Love that about him. Jett Howard, 2 points in 5 minutes, 1 for 1, a perfect 100%, and that's all that he produced. Jace Richardson was 0 for 1, and that's all he produced. But again, 5 minutes for Jett, 2 minutes for Jace. Not a lot of time to work, but it was nice seeing the guys on the floor. And the only one to not play today was Mo Wagner, of course, besides our injured players. Now, On the Dallas side, of course, 51 from Coop, but everybody else, I mean, Brandon Williams, 23, Klay Thompson for 18. Klay Thompson tried to just go crazy, shot 10 3-pointers, went 4 for 10, was having himself a little bit of a night. 1 board, 2 assists, a turnover for Klay the Stallion. And honestly, I just will say, it was nice seeing Klay hoop just not win the game, because it's always like, man, these guys who should have been a Magic writer or were linked this past offseason were just going crazy on us this season. But whatever, it is what it is. But y'all already know, man, we got 51 points from Cooper. There's nothing much we could say about that. 51 points, 6 boards, 3 assists, 1 turnover, 3 steals, and a block. 19 for 30, 6 for 9. What an efficient night for Cooper Flag. There's really nothing as a basketball fan much more that you can say. Orlando sweeps Dallas. We won both games in the season, so big congratulations on that, because of course we know, like in the Atlanta game, we got swept. But if you look at the standings, ladies and gentlemen, they were talking about if we were in a 3-way tie between the Hornets, the Magic, and the Heat, we would own the 3-way defeat. So I will say this: the Heat play the Raptors twice. Magic fans, it's like a mix. It's like a very heavy mix, because Magic fans, the Heat have 40 wins, but the Raptors have 43. And we're 2 away from the Raptors. But of course, the Heat are 1 under us. If we win, right, I low-key want the Heat to win both against the Raptors, so that way the Raptors drop, we get to win. We just really need to win out if that happens, because if you look at the rest of our games, we have the Pelicans, the Pistons, the Timberwolves, the Bulls, and the Celtics, which not a lot of guarantees on that list. So I will say, but in this aspect, you got the Heat playing the Raptors twice, the Wizards twice, and then the Hawks. I don't know, because I think that it's going to be a very, very, very close call. Very close call to the end to just figure out 6 through 10, honestly. And I think especially the 8 through 10. But it's going to be wild. It's going to be wild. We need to win out. Look at the Heat's record, or look at the Heat's schedule. Look at Toronto's schedule. They have the Celtics. They have the Heat, the Knicks. They got some. We got a shot. We got a shot. There's still a chance, but of course we didn't help when we got smacked by Toronto, right? So we just have to play it a chance. Just hope for the best. But y'all already know it's your man Hollywood, just an Orlando Magic fan. It was great talking about this game. I mean, there's really nothing much more to say than we have to win out. We knew we had to win this game. We knew we were gonna win this game. 24-53 versus they were 24-52. We were 40-36. Magic fans, now we're 41-36. It's gonna be a close call for those playoffs, so we have to just win out as many games as possible. Next game is tomorrow, April 5th, against the New Orleans Pelicans, 7 p.m. Eastern time. Y'all already know. That's a wrap for this post-game Fannattics show live. Subscribe if you're new. The Magic visited the Dallas Mavericks at the American Airlines Center. 138-127 final score. Magic fans welcomed from all over the globe. And in case you ain't noticed about your boy
Hollywood, and it's evident I am just a Magic fan. Old Town, I'ma represent. Taking charge, go commando. Now we living in Miami, but you know I rep Orlando. Oak Ridge, yeah, it lives in me. Walking down the road, passing by OBT. 407 every day, it stay on repeat. Blue in my blood, ain't no stopping me.